Hello and welcome to episode 87 of Movies and Us. I'm DJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning. Sometimes. Today, we got a 2-for-1 special for you because there's no sense of covering a part 1 of something unless it's like,
That was the question. Is this our only part 1, part 2 bullshit? Probably.
It's the first one we've come across. I don't know if there's more.
I mean, animated-wise, there's probably got to be a few more, but are there any part 1, part 2 live action ones so far released?
Not unless you count Endgame and...
No, I don't count that.
And that one, because that's technically a part 1, part 2.
You think so?
Well, that's how they initially rolled it out.
Yeah, but the titles are different. I want to count
Yeah, but when they did the slate, it was Avengers 4 and Avengers 5 or whatever.
Well, I guess they didn't want to reveal subtitles. Yeah, okay.
But as far as a part 1 and part 2, I don't think so. And besides, this is more of they took one story and split it in half.
Yeah.
So,
which I do appreciate that. Well, wait, hold on. You want to mention what the movie is?
Yeah, we didn't even get that far.
My bad.
We are covering the 2012 and 2013 technically release of Dark Knight Returns. We're going to start with Dark Knight Returns Part 1, obviously. Dark Knight Returns Part 1 was directed by Jay Olivia, written by Bob Goodman. It is starring Peter Weller, Ariel Winter, David Shelby, Wade Williams, Michael Emerson, D. Bradley Baker, Maria Cannell, Barrera, Gwendolyn Yale, Hatchet Brewster. That's a name.
That is. We talked about him before.
I mean, she was in some stuff. She was in The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
A movie? Live action movie? Or the...
Yeah, the live action, or a movie at least. I don't know if it's animated or not. It's 3D animated, so it looks like it might have been live action.
She plays Bird Girl in Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law show. Sorry.
Yeah.
She was in Duck Dodgers as Rana Vipra.
I didn't even know Godzilla had a TV series.
The animated one's so good.
She was in that too.
Yeah. Oh, I see that. Oh, God, TJ, nostalgia.
George Lopez show, apparently.
I had a game. I had the game for that show. It was on my Nintendo. Not Nintendo. What's the portable Game Boy? It was my big Game Boy Color game. Oh,
yeah.
Just Godzilla stomping around doing shit.
She was in a bunch of stuff to pretty much sum it up. She was in BoJack Horseman, apparently.
That's a show.
And the most recent thing she was in was Tuca and Birdie. I'm not sure what that is.
It's a newer adult animation show. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not aimed for me, so I can't really enjoy it that much.
Whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's her. She's starring her. Greg Delisle, Richard Doyle, Michael Jackson. Not that one.
Oh, I was getting all excited. Who was he? Was he the mutant boss?
No, Michael Jackson was Alfred.
Oh.
Yuri Lowenthal, Michael McKean, James Patrick Stewart, James Arnold Taylor, Bruce Timm.
Patrick Stewart?
James Patrick Stewart.
Oh.
Bruce Timm, who's in everything. Frank Welker, who's big voice actor. Gary Anthony Williams, Rob Paulson, also a big voice actor. And Townsend Coleman, at least in this first part. No behind the scenes stuff.
Do you want to go to the second part now or no? Or cast wise?
No, I'll save it until we get to there.
Okay.
There's no real behind the scenes stuff at all. I mean, the first part got a Golden Reels Award nomination for Best Sound Editing.
Oh, okay.
And somehow Rotten Tomatoes is giving this part 1 a 100% based on 6 critic reviews.
Boo.
So even if you think this is a good movie, it is not a perfect movie.
There's no perfect movie.
So this first part made $5,993,747. Honestly, that's kind of low for this movie, I think.
Wait, is it though?
$5 million?
How much did it cost to make?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a budget for it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's fair.
No, what I'm saying is other movies made way more money than this movie, animated movies. I'm just surprised it's kind of low because of the name behind it.
Well, it depends on how they released it. Did they release it publicly, or was it a limited bullshit run?
No, it was a full release.
Huh.
Not only it was a full release of part 1, and then part 2 was a full release, and then they did a combination later in October 2013.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, part 1 and part 2 together made even more, obviously, but we'll get to that when we get to part 2.
Of course.
So this is the last 2012 movie. You want to just bring up any 2012 box office numbers?
Well, you said this one made $5 million, right?
Yes.
As a reminder to reviewers for like the 15th time, the top one was The Avengers with $1.5 billion. No, don't care. I'm looking at the bottom of the list. There's nothing I really want to mention that would probably compare to this. So no.
All right.
No, it's kind of like lackluster, but
whatever. Moving on.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. I think that's a sequel, I assume. Came in at 87 with 77 million. So there's something for you. Cabin in the Woods came in at 93 with $69.9 million. Finding Nemo 2012 3D release came at $69.3 million at number 94. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I care about.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Because you said you're done 3 times and then kept going.
So I'm looking at the list and it's like nothing. I said some of this before. The 2012 Judge Dredd remake called Dredd, starring Carl Urban, which is a really good remake and retelling of that movie, came in at 127 and made only $41 million. What a shame, because that could have been a great series.
All right, moving on here.
So a movie at 138 called Chimpanzee made $34.8 million. Cirque du... No, never mind. Yeah, you're good. Continue. I'm sorry.
Right.
At 145, 2016, Obama's America. God, I can only imagine what that's about. Made $33 million. That's a lot of money for a movie like that. A documentary that explains the question: if Barack Obama wins a second term, will there be where will we be in 2016?
Well, we know the answers to those questions. Spoilers. And spoiler, he did win a second term.
Well, that's the box office. Back to you, TJ.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So back into this movie now.
Which isn't political at all.
God, okay.
What?
This whole movie is just like, this movie made me see stuff that I didn't really see in the comics because, you know, it's live action. You can actually see what's going on sometimes. Like, I'll be honest with you, the comic, like, just for everybody, to preface everybody, like, I don't like this story, but I'm not just shitting on it because it's, you know, Frank Wells. I actually own the comic. I'm holding it in my hand right now. And
long episode.
And I read it in preparation for this, which I told myself I wasn't going to do, but I ended up doing it anyway.
Well, I thought you read it before.
I did.
Yeah, so you read it before and again.
Yeah, I read it again to refresh myself on it, so I would have the comparisons in my head. Which, this is another one that practically followed it scene by scene.
Good.
So there's not really much to talk about. Comics, there's a few minor details that they changed that I might go into, but there's nothing really that different. But I just wanted to bring up, like, I hate the art for the comic.
Is the art similar to the movie or no?
Well, the movie's actually better, but it's got that 80s scratchy art. And if you ever read a Frank Miller comic or know of his work, it's very Frank Miller-ish, and I do not like his art either. I mean, he's more of a story guy, but like the direction that seems to follow his stuff, like bulky Batman in this, hated the design.
I kind of like it, actually.
I hate the designs of the characters and stuff like that. But like, it's sometimes the art in the book is hard to decipher what's going on. And then this really showed me some of the things that was going on in the comic that I didn't notice before because of it. And then there's also the problem that I don't like the story. So I'm just trying to get through the story and I'm kind of glancing over stuff.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about this now. I keep talking about the movie. Why do you not like the story?
Because it's garbage.
Well,
like,
words. What's garbage about it?
I don't want to go into it because it's going to be spoilers for stuff that's coming up.
This whole review's a spoiler.
Yeah, I know, but like, we're not there yet. You know what I mean? And a lot of it has to do with part 2.
Okay.
Like, part 1 is actually fine.
Yes.
It's just stupid.
Yes.
It's the second half of the book that I really have problems with.
Okay, well, since you're coming out with your grievances of why you hated this movie, kind of, I'm going to say this from the beginning. I love this movie a lot, TJ.
I kind of figured you would.
But I agree with you. The first half is far superior than the second half. And I'm probably going to say our grievances with the second is probably the same. Maybe not. Probably the same.
Yeah. But this is one of the most renowned stories for Batman. And I was like, I have my own personal grievances with it. I think this story is overrated as hell, but everybody, I'm in the minority. I recognize I'm in the minority in the story. So and you have never experienced the story. You just know from my gripes about it.
But no, just because that, but like I think so much people like visually, like other Batman movies I've seen have visually taken from this movie. That I've just like seen so many shots of other Batman movies. Like, oh, they're doing this now, and now I understand what they're referencing now.
Yeah,
So,
and you could see in this movie, oh, that scene is in this movie from this Batman movie.
Especially the second half when Batman vs Superman movie came out. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can actually see the live action scenes that are being taken from this. And I recognize it. So like when we were talking about it, I said I told you last week I would not be surprised if you like this movie. If you like this story. I get it. I don't.
I'm not, like, I was surprised. I came in not wanting to hate this, but you know how I am with Batman.
Yeah.
I came in with such low expectations. Like, oh, I don't want to sit through 2 parts of 1 hour movies. I don't want to do this. But I was like, okay, I'm on board. The second part, I was more on board until certain points. But the first one was like, okay, I could jive with this.
And then there's the whole Frank Miller issue. Like when I first read the story, I didn't have it. But then when I learned about Frank Miller and his views and stuff, I'm like, now I'm seeing things and choices that he made. Now my knowledge of who he is coloring my perception of what is going on in here.
Well, elaborate.
All right, so like for instance, everyone knows he wrote that terrible Holy Terror book, that racist book and stuff like that. So you know his lean-ins and stuff, everything like that. So like the Joker is in this, and when he's putting on the lipstick, and it's just like the way he's like. I couldn't help but think, oh, so he's portraying all homosexuality as bad. You know what I mean?
Oh, I did not get that once.
You know, like
really,
like when he's referring to when they're asking him for like the makeup, the way he's talking to certain people, like his obsession with Batman and stuff like that. Like that's like and I know it's colored because of my perception of him, but like I couldn't help but see some of that stuff.
Now I'll give you this about this movie. I don't know about the comic book, but about this movie, there's no black people in it until a certain point. Black people start showing up, and of course, the black people are bad people. They're thugs. Like, of course, the first people of color I see in this movie get their ass kicked because they're bad. So I'll give you that. But I didn't see the gay thing of. I mean, I kind of see the femininity in the Joker putting the makeup on, but I didn't see like his hatred towards the gays.
And I'm not saying it's hatred. It's just his conservative lean-ins coming in. Like you can see it with how he portrays the women in this. You can see it like every minority and orientation, race and stuff in here. This book was written in 1986, so it was already kind of leaning that way anyway. But
it was because you could definitely see. You could definitely see the white man side of this movie. It's like just straight. It's like white men are great,
and like
but not actually saying it.
And then it's kind of he tried to kind of counterbalance this by telling the other side of the story with all the newscasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just like now you're just trying to excuse you, and even in those newscasts and things, you're kind of justifying your parts of everything that's going on here.
Yes, because you can see like I don't know his leanings. I never knew any of this shit, but like you definitely see his like I'm giving the left their side, but still like in a a ham-fisted bullshit. I don't really care. It's like the points I see that I usually argue against kind of way.
And then like one of my major issues is Batman feels Bruce Wayne in general feels Mary sued. Like this is Frank Miller. Frank Miller put himself into Bruce Wayne here, and it feels garbage to me.
I hate it. And a typical complaint, the bullets thing. Like his suit's not bulletproof apparently because he gets shot one time in a movie later on. And you think, okay, so it's not bulletproof. He escapes so many rounds of bullets, TJ, in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. I didn't even
irked me. This is my typical thing, but he's like there's gunfire from the police, from the bad guys, from the gangs.
Well, I did notice that. Like there was a lot of bullets flying around, and like he's just getting away from everything.
Yes,
and he's limping and bleeding from stuff.
And I was thinking, okay, maybe his suit is bulletproof, but no, he gets shot one time. Like, oh, so it's not bulletproof. It's just bad 80s action. Like, okay,
yeah, the cops have stormtrooper aim. Anyway, I didn't even get into the movie yet.
I know we should get into it.
So this movie is an hour 16 minutes
Oh god, we're still doing this bullshit. Okay.
because I got a couple trailers. I got a trailer for Thunderstruck.
Uh huh.
Do you know what that is?
Don't care. What's up? What is it?
I actually bring these trailers up to see if you know what they are.
No. Do you really?
Yeah, because you seem to know every movie it ever made.
Well, I don't. It's just I was growing up as these times usually like, during this period of time. Like, okay, these are movies I remember from my childhood. That's all I know them from.
So, like, every time I bring up a movie that I've never heard of before, you're like, oh, yeah, I know that movie from this and that.
I never heard of Thunderstruck.
No.
No.
Apparently, it's about the basketball player Kevin Durant and
Well, see, I'm not a basketball fan, so
well, it's not like about, it's one of those kids movies where kid makes a wish and he gets Kevin Durant's abilities and Kevin Durant's bad at basketball now.
Gotcha. Sounds terrible.
It did look pretty terrible. And then
It's like Mike and all the other movies like that.
Oh, by the way, I have part 1 on DVD.
Okay.
So I just wanted to point that out. So these are DVD trailers.
I watched them both on HBO Max.
The DVD also had trailers for the Green Lantern animated series,
Ew.
the Batman Brave and the Bold series,
Ew.
which is actually not bad, honestly, and the Young Justice animated series.
Not terrible.
And I also got a trailer for Thundercats Season 1 Book 2, which means that it's like only 8 episodes on the DVD.
Hold on. Say it. Thundercats Season 1 Book 2. That's a lot of words. So it's Season 1.
Yes.
But as the second part of Season 1, I guess.
It's like they put like it was still during that time where they were only putting like 8 episodes of a season into stuff. So you have to buy volume 17 of Season 1.
Hold on, let me Google something real quick. Okay, so a DVD can hold up to about 15 gigabytes of storage, right? How much is it? Like, how many hours is that?
Oh, I don't know. We're dealing with terabytes now. I couldn't tell you what gigs are.
A DVD-5 is a single layer DVD that holds up to so around 120 to 133 minutes of video. Okay, so I was just like, isn't like a DVD like have max capacity of like how much shit they can store on it? So that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but you would just release it all in one season box set, like a 5-disc season box set. This is they sell an individual. They don't even probably put them in order. They probably just choose 8 random episodes and throw it in.
It's like the editor's pick or wherever the producers want to shove into your. I hate that. Ugh. Like I'm glad that died out and they just make streaming service. Like that's one benefit to streaming services, I guess. But damn, I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, if I bought a season, it would have to be the complete first season of something.
Yeah.
All right, and then I got a trailer for Dark Knight Rises, which was actually better than the movie itself.
No.
What, the trailer?
Oh, I thought you meant Dark Knight Rises was better than this movie.
No, I have a trailer for Dark Knight Rises, and the trailer was way better than the movie.
That movie is trash.
But the trailer actually made it look like it was going to be pretty good.
I remember the trailer when I was like, yes. It was like really like amps you up and everything. Oh.
Yeah. It looks like
it's a chanting, right? I believe it's the chantings in there.
It was actually more of the silent one with the silent music playing in the background the whole time, and it's just building the entire trailer. Trailer was really good.
Movie, not so much. Go listen to that review, guys.
That's last week's review if you want to go check that one out. Anyway, now we can dive into this.
Woo!
So we open up with a race session, essentially. Bruce Wayne's, I guess, got a death wish, and he's driving, and he blows up a car because I don't know why this scene's here, because it never really goes back to him wanting to be not kill himself.
Let's talk about that right now. This movie's not consistent with motives.
No, that's my whole point. That's why I'm like, sure, this is the opening, so you got to talk about the opening. But like, that's my whole thing with this one. It's like he's blowing up this car. It's like it's showing us he's depressed or something.
Yes,
and it's never goes back to it.
No, but this movie's plagued with that throughout the movies. This and the second one, it's just they'll mention something that's kind of motivational, but like or character development-y, but they never really dive into it or bring it back up. It's like, oh, this, and that's it. Like, oh, okay.
So, like, the first act of this part 1 of this movie is pretty much establishing this new world that we're being experienced in Batman, because this is Batman's in his 50s, I think.
He's old as No, he's not that old, but he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's in his 50s. It's been 10 years since he's been Batman, so he retired, which is so annoying.
Why?
Because there's no way he would retire, but we'll get to the reasoning behind all that later. So yeah, but like, so this opening scene, so it's we're establishing everything, and right now he's not Batman, and the first act is pretty much getting him to become Batman, and then his first actions as Batman. So, we get also throughout this, which was also in the comics, we talked about it already, is the newscasts throughout.
Yes.
And it's just stupid.
It's just the other side's viewpoints of Batman, and, it's just pointless.
Yeah, but it should, I get it, and it's just there to talk about, because this whole story is very political. Like, is Batman doing right or wrong? And
is he a fascist? Is he any other buzzword?
Yeah, all that stuff like that. But it just holds the movie back. It's like, it just keeps cutting back to these newscasts and keeps interrupting the story.
Well, it's trying to make you think, but doesn't really give you enough to make you think.
Right. And it also is there to tell you, news, the bad shit that's happening in Gotham. And bad shit is constantly happening in Gotham, which is why I'm like, there's no way Batman would be retired right now. He would at least be doing something from the shadows or something. He wouldn't just sit around while people are getting murdered left and right. It's actually worse in the comments. They're like they don't say the word rape in this movie, but it's all over in the comics.
And unless there was a very valid reason why he had to retire. Even then, like you say, he'd be still working in the shadows.
He would have someone else. Someone else would be Batman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They mentioned Dick Grayson in this, but he's nowhere to see in this movie. Where is he at? What's he doing?
Well, the other one died, right? Because they mentioned Dick Grayson and
Jason Todd, which is the motivation, which I thought was the motivation for why he was retired and stuff at first. Because I forgot the stupid reasoning they gave in the second movie. And I was like, there's no way that would just drive him to be further, to do it even more, which is what it does.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole issue with continuity now that he's not even dead anymore. So it's like,
what do you mean?
Jason Todd, he's not even dead anymore.
No, in this thing or in
in actual continuity.
Well, you got to separate that continuity from this movie.
See, the problem is this isn't set in the same continuity as Batman Year One.
It is or isn't?
It is.
Okay.
Because Frank Miller wrote that too, which is actually one of his better works, I think, Year One.
But did we watch that for the podcast?
Yes, we covered it.
Oh, did we?
We already. Yeah, it was the one that focused on Gordon most of the time. It was his first year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
But, that was one of his better works. But this is supposed to set in the same continuity. But the problem is, main Batman continuity uses kind of Year One continuity as continuity. But that continuity, this doesn't work for continuity anymore. Because of, Jason Todd's alive, and obviously the things that happen that make him retire don't happen, and all the other bullshit in this doesn't happen. So, I forget what my point was, but
so honestly, the why.
Anyway, so yeah, the newscasts are stupid in this, so forth and so forth. But they're there.
They're okay.
I think they're stupid.
Of course you do. You don't like the show? You like the movie?
Actually, I think they're worse implemented in the movie than they are in the comics.
Why?
Because in the comics, they're just there. You're seeing 3 or 4 different news channels at once spouting their different opinions and stuff like this. Where in this, they're also constantly got to show someone watching TV.
Yeah.
And flipping through it. And it's just like,
I'll give you this. I don't mind the newscast. I generally don't. I just think they're overused in this.
Well, that's like every other page in the comic.
That's too much of it. I think maybe 3 times in each movie at most, it's fine. But I think it pops up too much in this movies. That's what I don't like about them. I don't care about their viewpoints and shit like that. Whatever. But it's too.
But my point is, later on, Bruce is sitting there watching the TV. And he's just flipping through the newscast.
Yeah.
And he's there on he's there long enough to get the tidbit that we need to get, and they change the channel. Mm-hmm. They're long enough to get the tidbit, change the channel. No one watches TV that way.
Truly, no one skips channels like that. I mean, you just go. I mean, nowadays they don't, but probably back then, they used it to motivate the Joker to come back in the second one. It's like, okay, the TV's the motivation for these people, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the newscast. I never did. Honestly, it just.
But it's a way to get the story across to how so everyone can it's a way to trigger people, not trigger, but to move the story along for other people. So if the Joker knows what's going on in this part of the world because of the news, and vice versa for Batman and anyone else, so it makes sense.
That's fine for 3 times.
Yeah, I said, limited. If they do it too many times, but it makes sense.
But they're just a big part of this story, and I just don't think they should have the role that they play in it. It feels preachy a lot of the time.
Kind of like the news nowadays, right, TJ?
Oh well, if you watch the news nowadays, you're an idiot.
Whoa.
because we get a bunch of information. Gordon's being forced into retirement because he's like 100. We get the comically evil mutants. I don't know.
It's like, come on.
I don't know what your opinion on the group is, but I find them stupid.
I find it a lazy way to like talk about hive mindy, influential people. Well, we just did that. Wow. But I find it a lazy way to talk about that. And yeah, they're just, like I said, it took me a real minute to like get into this situation. Like, okay, this is just dumb 80s action stupidity. It's like when you put that lens on, like watching RoboCop, or you're watching The Warriors, or you're watching whatever 70s/80s movie schlock that came out that time. This is what this is. So like the logic really isn't there. It's just kind of think, but don't.
Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll get further into the mutants a little later. Yeah. They're just a giant. They're the big giant gang right now, and apparently there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah,
so
which how, but whatever. And okay,
yeah. So Batman's also a myth at this point because I guess 10 years is long enough to become a myth, and people don't believe he exists.
Star Wars, yeah.
Whatever. Gordon and Bruce are friends, and Gordon knows about identity. Okay, whatever, sure. Dick's, we were talking about Dick. He's hasn't talked to Dick Grayson in like 7 years, so he's missing in action. Jason's dead. Whatever. Apparently Bruce is 60 years old, and just looking at a pearl necklace triggers flashbacks,
PTSD of his parents dying.
We
gotta see that, guys.
And watching Zorro on the Zorro movies also triggers flashbacks because we need to sit through his origin for the 1,000th time in a story about him in the future. Makes a lot of sense.
It's probably someone's first viewing, so they gotta be like, okay, it's Batman's first time seeing it.
I don't think this is someone's first viewing.
Am I the one defending Batman right now? This is not how this podcast goes, PJ.
Because I hate this story.
This is not how this. I think you're unjustifiably hating it so far. Like no. You're like, damn, we are like, this is not how this goes.
So like
I think you gotta take your biases from Tim or the guy Frank Miller out of it.
Oh no, I hated the story before Frank Miller.
I don't see it.
Before I even knew who he was. Like, I'll bring up the egregious parts that are colored because of him.
Okay.
But like this is all stuff I've always had problems with, even before I even knew who he was.
So Batman retiring, which I guess I can see that being an issue. Like, he wouldn't do that. You're right, he wouldn't do that.
Bruce Wayne would not do that. No. Like, if it was someone else under the cowl, sure, maybe. But then again, Bruce Wayne would not retire.
Artist interpretation, sure, he retired. Why not? As long as his story is justifiable and like that sense, like sure.
But the reason why he retired in this is not believable.
Yes, up until the second movie, but for this first movie, I believe it.
Like,
I believe it. I'm bought it. Sure,
but I don't believe it because even if in this movie you thinking he's retired because Jason's died and that took a hold on him, but no, it wouldn't. That would have driven him even more to do even more to protect Gotham even more. It wouldn't stop him from being Batman at all because, in fact, he kept going years and years after Jason. He just decided up one day to stop being it. No, it wouldn't happen. And even if he decided, like, okay, I can't do this anymore as Batman, I don't want to do it, he would put someone else in that cowl. He's done it 1,000 times.
Yes. But this is the universe he doesn't do that. This is the universe he retires.
But like I said, it's not, though, because the continuity of year one and stuff makes it not that. It makes it different things. It makes it like certain things would have to happen.
Yeah, your problem is you're looking at this as a whole. I'm looking at this just as
like, yeah, if you look at it, but even that, just knowing the Bruce Wayne character, it's even because just how the way he treats the new Robin that's coming up, he would not stop being Batman.
Well, I don't think he would take another Robin first. That's my problem with that Robin shit.
Well, yeah, and that's another big problem.
Way he would take that in.
If he retired because of Jason, there's no way he would take another Robin.
There's no way he'd be cool with that. There's no way. No way. But that's what I felt about the Robin. But like, I don't know, this whole retiring thing, I didn't have major issues with until the true reason why. That's not.
I had problems with it, but I was like, whatever. It's like whatever. It's just the catalyst for the story. Yeah. It's the second part that really makes me angry.
Yes. No, the second part I have a slew of issues, but yes, I think as of right now, the first part I can take it. Like, sure.
And And then we get a little insight into the mutants. And are they stupid? Like they can't talk normally? Their dialect does not translate well.
I think it's just a lazy way of showing like impressionable youngsters, hive-minded people, and how they act and are.
I guess it's supposed to be slang, and it does kind of work when you're reading it in your head.
Yeah.
But hearing it out loud, it's just stupid.
Yes.
Maybe it was the voice acting.
It could have been.
That didn't really hold it up, but I don't know. It just wasn't working. Anyway, I wrote Batman George again, but we already covered that. And then I wrote Why Not Jason, and I don't know why I did that.
That's maybe so Batgirl, Robin Girl, I guess.
No, we're not there yet. So, just a little side note there. He's like goes down to the cave at one point because he's on all the crimes starting to dwell in on him. He can't take it anymore. He's got to become Batman. So he goes down to the cave. He also apparently shaved in his sleep somehow.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Robin display where he has, because it's Jason Todd's costume,
yeah,
the Robin mask is just floating in the middle of the glass.
Yeah.
How?
No?
There's no stand or nothing. It's just floating there.
He is Batman.
Okay.
His technology is beyond our comprehension because he is Batman.
And what happened to Arkham Asylum? Why is it called Arkham House now?
Oh, because it's gonna be different. Someone's like Arkham Asylum doesn't jive anymore. It's like two 1970s and 80s. Let's switch it up, guys.
And apparently the Joker's been catatonic for 10 years. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I know it's, Joker's obsessed with Batman and stuff like that. Garbage. Bullshit. No, he would not just go catatonic because Batman disappeared. No. He would continuously push and push and push and continue to try to drive him out if he was that obsessed over it.
Yeah.
He would not just stop.
I agree with that. There's no way, unless in my head canon, he has tried that, and for some weird reason, Batman did not come out of hiding for whatever reason. And so that got the Joker into like a breaking point and just
no.
That's
he
my
would
head
have
canon.
It would have had to have been he would not stop. He would go to a point to world destroying efforts if he had to, which would what we learn later, they would have had to send somebody else in to handle it.
I 110% agree. Like the Joker,
and
but again, for this movie, sure. He broke in, sure.
No, not sure.
I agree.
No.
I agree with that.
No,
I like how do people in the second movie not know who the Joker is? Like,
right? Yeah, I know.
He killed 600 people allegedly, or however many people. Like, no one. I know 10 years passed, but no one remembers who this maniac is. And they just applaud him as he walks on the stage. Sorry, get ahead of myself. Like, bullshit, whatever. But yeah, no, I agree. There's no way the Joker would stop. Batman would go to hiding. Like, you're not wrong. These parts of the movie, like this, no way this shit would happen. But I took that pill, I swallowed it, and I went on with the ride.
Like, Joker, even if Batman didn't come out and Joker just kept telling the other thing, he would just obsess over someone else. He would find someone else.
No, he'd be only about Batman or the Bat family. There's no one else outside that family he would leave. He would obsess about the Bat family and Robins just to get Batman out. I think there's no way he will not stop fucking with Batman.
And if all else failed, someone else came to stop him, he would just obsess over it.
No, because I think his main obsession about Batman was Batman's one rule, right? Like he found that really fascinating from what limited knowledge I had of the Joker. So.
Yeah, but
Joker would get bored of whoever he's obsessing about. He would want the Bat back
because everybody has that one rule. Every hero.
Yeah, but I think any other hero would break, possibly. Possibly not. I'm not saying.
No, I'm just saying. There's a whole video game based on the Joker killing Lois Lane.
I know.
So.
And who broke? Right? Batman, not Batman.
Superman. Yeah, but that was an alternate reality. Superman. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. But, like, I just don't buy it. No. I just don't buy the Joker going catatonic.
Neither did I, but I had to buy Batman doing his things. I bought that, too. Those are the two big things I bought.
All right. We also get the fact that Two-Face has been redeemed. They do reconstruction surgery and make his faces match. And this is okay. I mean, it's fine for what it is. They're just stupid for not realizing that he's still psychological. The doctor in this is super annoying.
Yes.
And a really bad doctor because he doesn't realize that he's an idiot.
Because the doctor says the same arguments I make usually, but I'm an idiot. And I'm not like a doctor doesn't make these arguments. And yeah, like I think a doctor would know. Just because you give someone a facelift doesn't make fix their brain.
Right.
Like, right.
Right. And like this is another thing. Like there is, according to Frank Miller, there is no redeem in these mental people. They're always going to revert to crime.
Yeah, like no.
There's no redeem. They're just terrible, evil people, and there's no help for anybody. And even if you spout it, you're an idiot, and that's why you end up dead in the end.
Unless he's only saying that about these villains. They're so unbroken that you can't fix them.
He did it twice.
What?
He did it with Two-Face, and then they repeat the message with Joker.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's doing that message with these villains only. I'm not saying people in real life.
It would be one thing if it was one of the villains, but when you're constantly doing it, it just makes me think he will do it with everyone.
Probably.
He just has a problem with Batman.
Yeah. Is that bad?
It's a bad thing for a doctor to be make his medical opinion based on his biases against someone he's
doctor.
not even.
I thought you said Frank Miller. Okay.
No, the doctor.
Okay.
I already talked about the changing channels thing. And then, so like I said, he's everything's building up. He can't take it anymore. Everything's so evil. And then Batman returns again. And we get like a bunch of scenes where he's like beating up the bad guys and stuff like that. He's super old, but yet and super like giant bulky, and all these young people can't take him, I guess. So
young people are snowflakes and they don't like it.
And we get introduced to Carrie.
Which I think is true though. I think not the snowflake part, but I think a lot of young people are like, that's a vigilante. It's kind of bullshit.
A lot of what?
Young people be like, that's a vigilante. That's kind of bullshit. He's out and about doing the things he's doing.
Yeah, some would.
I think
definitely.
It's definitely like 50-50 again.
Yeah, I think it would be 50-50. Some will be like, yeah, let's go join them like they do, and some would be like, yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. Like, again, some of the newscast thing we're saying some valid points. Like, he's just amplifying
they're valid points, but they're not intelligent points because of course that's what would happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is lowest common denominator points.
Yes. Which could be a thing. Like, again, that's how the news is, though.
Yeah, but you also have to take in consideration. This is 1986. A story was right.
Yeah.
So the news was like that, kind of, but not to the extent that it is now.
This movie is based in then, or was written then?
The story was written then.
Yeah, he probably knew where the news was headed. Someone saying this is revolutionary, TJ.
No, he was not that smart.
I don't know, bro. You sound pretty.
No, I'm saying that he's not saying anything that no one else didn't already know. Like, the reason why it's more prevalent now is because just more things are exposed and known. It's always kind of been that way.
I thought you were saying the news back then was kind of prestigious.
Because people thought it was, because they didn't know any better.
Yeah, so he's pointing a light at it. That's all. And so it's kind of like, hey, this is like a thing to do. Like, someone did in the mainstream. Kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
The fact that he put a light to it and it was like in a mainstream comic book, like the Batman. And if you're saying people didn't know about it back then, like, so that's revolutionary. Not revolutionary, but it's pretty big.
See, like, I want to argue your point here because I know there are better examples out there, but I just don't have the facts in front of me right now. And I don't feel like it.
That's fine.
And we're an hour into this podcast.
Fine. I win this one. So next thing, let's keep going. What happens after that?
So we get introduced to Carrie, who's attacked by mutants. And then apparently, so obviously Alfred's not too happy with Bruce doing all this because he retired and he obviously does it. He's like into Batman. It depends on what continuity he's in. Sometimes he's into Batman, sometimes he's not. This one he's kind of not. But Alfred mentions that he has a family poison that's slow and painful that he would that Bruce would like. I'm just wondering what else Alfred has. Does he have like a stores of the stuff somewhere? And Alfred's kind of like, for a lack of a word, bitchy in this movie.
Yes.
So a bunch, and now Two-Face is obviously evil, and he's kind of in the second act we learned he's the evil one, and he's kind of who because he's evil and Batman's got to stop him and stuff like that. And like we see at one point his room, and the room's split in two, and it's for some reason one half is shitty apartment, the other one's like hardwood floors and stuff. It's like, do you pay someone to do that?
Yeah.
And then they like bring back the bat signal because Gordon's still in charge at that point. We'll get to that later because that's a plot point for the second movie that he's not in charge anymore. And then I already mentioned the annoying doctor. So Harvey's got 2 bombs that he's going to explode, and he wants, what was it, $2 million or something like that. It's pretty cheap for, honestly.
They could have just paid him.
Yeah, they could have just paid him. And he's going to set them off, so Batman's trying to stop them, capture stops up. And this is the first instance where we see Batman with a gun.
Yeah.
It's like a sniper rifle in this incident. He uses guns an awful lot in this for a guy who doesn't like guns.
But he doesn't use them as conventional weapons, TJ. He's not shooting people. He's using them as tools.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that?
It's not so much what's wrong with that. It's also like, but it's more like Frank Miller just breaking the rules because he wants to break the rules.
Yeah, but it's like he's still using the guns as not guns.
Yeah,
the man
but
has
he's
a
like
grappling gun usually. Like, come on, what's the difference?
It's just he purposely puts a smaller gun in his hand later. Purposely puts guns. He's purposely putting guns in his hands because, like, it's like, look, Batman with a gun. Isn't this cool? No,
I don't think so, because it shows that he's still creative and clever. Like, he's still going out of his way not to shoot people.
If he's creative and clever, he doesn't need the gun.
No, because he uses guns. Like, he's like, okay, I still have a tool in my hand. Instead of shooting the people, I'll use it to shoot a thing that can do something else, like a domino effect. I'm like, I don't want to. He'll shoot a claymore or whatever, C4, or I'll shoot my I make this gun into a grappling gun.
You would not use the gun. That's the whole point.
Yes, I guess no gun.
That's the whole point. No gun. There's. It's not just like, okay, guns except for in this instance.
No, I don't know, because again, he uses grappling guns for everything. So like, I call bullshit on that. I don't care. He uses guns. To me, the rule is no guns because it kills. Like, no killing people, no shooting people. He's not shooting.
It's just no guns general. Like, I forgave the sniper rifle because it was more of a grappling hook thing, but like later when he picks up the gun to shoot the
like C4, right?
The C4 and stuff. Yeah, no, he would not pick up the gun and use it to shoot anything.
It does, and but also that scene showed he's doing it to do the thing instead of just shooting the people. Fine, which is also explosive. So like, is explosives better than C4 or guns? But also that scene showed this man's shaky and weary. Usually Batman would have got that without looking at it, but he's like weak and like he's just not. He's desperate. So the gun's helping the desperate man do the thing he wants to do instead of shooting the cops in the face. It's a story element right there. He's not just picking the gun up instead of throwing a batarang at it. Like,
he purposely punched the cop in the face and stole his gun.
Yeah, but
her gun.
Yeah.
He could. There's 1,000 other ways he could have detonated that. He's got a belt in his thing that we purposely see him float up with things.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But it's just in this moment, it's just story element. That's all. Story beat.
There's not a needed. The story element's not needed. Is my whole point. You can show that same story element without breaking his one rule.
I don't know, TJ. I don't know.
It's just he wanted to put Batman in a gun in Batman's hand.
Killed Joker later on.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Come on, TJ. Like, you're just like nitpicking.
I know.
Like, the gun thing did not bother me at all. Like, okay, if he were shooting people, I would agree. Like, oh god, this guy just shot a cop in the leg. No guns, bro. No guns. But he's doing it to like use as tools, like using the guns as kind of creative weapons, or like just trying to get the tool thing to active. Like, he's not just shooting as a weapon.
I might be nitpicking with this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, our revolt roles have reversed. It's funny.
I might be nitpicking with the gun thing, but it just.
And that's a valid argument. You're valid complaint, but I just don't see it.
And that's fine, but I did it. It bothered me.
I disagree. He picks up a gun, makes the grappling hook, and goes across the buildings.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out why they can't charge Two-Face.
Because story's got a story. He's in a helicopter. Charge him, like charge.
Charge. I wrote can't charge Two-Face, and I don't know why. Well, anyway, so yeah, the Two-Face has got 2 bombs. Batman stops it, and Harvey falls from the helicopter, and Batman saves him. And we get the reveal that Harvey doesn't think that he was healed because he thinks that his face is all horrible now, that it's fully Two-Face. Which and I think Batman mentions, see, people can't be healed or some garbage like that.
He says, I know you're broken, so am I. We're both really broken.
Yeah, and it can't be fixed or something like that.
I'm at the scene.
I could be wrong, but that's the impression that I got. Also, so one of the bombs was in the helicopter, right?
Yeah. Well, I was honestly a lot of this first movie I kind of was not paying attention, but bombs in helicopter.
So there was a bomb in the helicopter, and then the helicopter flies away and blows up. Why did the helicopter not push the bomb out of the helicopter? Why did he continue flying with the armed bomb in his thing?
Maybe he didn't want to hurt the people in the below.
So he just committed suicide?
I don't know. Maybe.
That was just a weird moment for me. I was like, what? Why? Anyway, moving on. Two-Face is captured, and that's the last we see of him. And he's just a broken person who can't ever be healed because of reasons. Then we're introduced to like a Counterpoints kind of TV show.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have brought it up, but Lana Lang is one of the opponents.
Yes.
I don't know why.
To make her look, because to show that the universe is big.
I guess,
Later
but
in the movie. That's my logic. That's it.
So, but here's my question: then where's Lois Lane?
Because that's be too on the nose. This is like, maybe we're gonna do something later, guys. Nudge, nudge. I think Lois Lane for sure.
Where is Lois? Where's Lois Lane at? If after the reveal later.
Damsel somewhere. Or where's most of the reveal? Like, where's most of the people, other power people at? Right?
I don't know. And why? And why? There's all the old guys in this bulky, muscle-bound guys, but all the renowned female characters are all heavy set and fat and like. And
no, because the little girl's she's tiny.
I said the renowned names like Lana Lang and Selena Kyle. They're all fat and like. It's like
yeah.
Like this, I don't whatever. They're letting themselves go, but all the characters,
all the females,
okay. Yeah, okay, whatever.
They let themselves go, and they're not living the best lives.
Yeah. So one of the mutants tries to kill James Gordon in a store, and
in a comic Gordon store kills that has V for Vendetta and Swamp Thing.
And the Sandman.
That's what the other one was. I didn't read it. Yeah, Sandman.
Yeah, it was the Sandman.
Watchmen. All the.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. So I guess that was the Vertigo line of DC, which is separate. So I guess Vertigo is the comic books in the DC universe at this time. So I thought that was pretty cool, though.
Oh, okay, you nerd. Of course you're like that.
I mean,
that's for the fanboys like you. Like, see, I still like this. No, they're good. I like
it's because it was a cool little moment. And then so Carrie, I guess, decides to dress up as Robin.
And you didn't say the thing.
What thing?
He's the guy trying to rob Jim Gordon.
And Jim Gordon killed him. I did say that.
Did you?
Yeah. He killed and Jim Gordon kills him. And then Carrie dresses up as Robin, and she's just automatically very parkour and very good at it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Although on the wall it shows some gymnastic posters. I guess that's something. I guess I wish I could have seen like her do research into Batman. Like since 10 years passed and no one knows who he is. I wish she would have done a little research we could have saw.
And then they do this stupid little thing. Like they ended the Jim Gordon getting shot. Oh, is Jim Gordon going to shot? And then they cut to the newscaster. Jim Gordon was shot and killed today. Oh wait, I read that wrong.
You are nitpicking the shit out of this movie. I love it. Like you said, you're not going scene by scene. You're going scene by scene right now. I love it, TJ.
Like I wrote, these are all my notes. These aren't the scenes, though.
But like, there's like each scene had a moment you didn't like.
Yeah, I know.
Like goddamn.
I told you, I hated the story.
I see that.
Hated it with a passion. I wrote Bad Attack for some reason. So,
yeah.
I remember.
I'm watching the scene right now. Yep.
So apparently, some mutants kidnapped the Wrigley's Gums heir.
It's a 2-year-old.
It's a 2-year child, and the door starts to unlock in the room that they're in, and so they shoot at it, and they open up, and then a bat just flies and it attacks.
Yeah.
I don't know how Batman managed that one, but okay. And then Batman proceeds to beat them up and save the kid, and he's trying to get information about something.
Two-Face is what?
No, Two-Face is already done at this point. I guess he's trying to figure out more about the mutants because because he hangs one of those mutants from the giant skyscraper to tell him about a general that was selling weapons to the mutants. And this is a dark scene. Batman goes to this general and says, "I caught you selling weapons and stuff like that," and then just leaves him and just lets the guy commit suicide.
He didn't kill the guy.
No, but he's Batman. He would have been like, maybe I'll take this gun with me.
This is new, old, rugged, post-retirement Batman.
Yeah, I know. I hate this Batman.
I like it because I like it because it's like, just kill the people, Batman. Just kill the goddamn people. Just kill them. So it's like, oh, he's doing a thing. Great.
He doesn't kill anybody.
Joker.
He didn't kill Joker.
No, he didn't. But he got him close enough.
Well, no, they changed that for the movie. I'll explain that when we get to there. And then we get introduced to the stupid Bat Tank. Yeah, they called it the Batmobile because it's stupid. When I saw that Bat Tank, I was like, all right, either Bruce or Frank Miller or someone's overcompensating for something.
So why do you hate this, TJ?
It's just ridiculous.
Why?
What was the wrong with the Batmobile?
Everything, TJ. Like, what's wrong? Like, why do you not like this?
Because it's a tank.
Okay, so is the f***ing the one in the movies. I know you don't like that either, but like,
I didn't like that either. That was bullshit too.
personally, I don't like it. Like, I don't like the old school ones because they're just elongated, non-practical vehicles. No Batmobile has been truly practical, TJ. Batman's not a practical character.
No, but I think tanks are stupid. All right.
Why?
Because I just don't see Batman driving a tank. All right.
We literally just saw it.
It doesn't make sense to me. All right.
Okay, I don't like it either, but like I'm just trying to make you like.
And not only is he using a tank, he modified it that it shoots rubber bullets.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. It's dumb, but it's great. It's just pure '80s awesomeness. Of course, Batman's in a tank. Why wouldn't he be in a tank? It's going to help destroy the city instead of fixing the city. Yeah, that's what Batman does. This movie did not make me like Batman. I still hate Batman, but like, entertaining.
So, Batman's had enough of the mutant leader, so he's pretty much going to challenge him in his giant tank. He uses his giant tank to take down like the 1,000 other guys that are surrounding him and at the city dump. And then Batman proceeds to get his ass kicked by the mutant leader, who's just a generic,
It's Bane. Just Bane 2.0.
It's just a generic villain. It actually feels like a generic villain out of like a superhero movie from the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. He's just a big, thick man with no distinguishable markings besides metal nipples, and that's about it.
Yeah, so and Batman gets his butt kicked, and then this guy, then Robin shows up and saves him. And this made me ask this question, though, this conversation, because it's like they make a point, say, Batman's old and slow at this point. Why did they make Batman so old in this?
Why not?
Why do you need him to be old? You can still have this story without him being old.
I think that's an unnecessary question. I think it just adds. That's all. It just adds. I don't think it takes away at all. I think I think it's just like asking, why is Robin a female now?
No, that actually crossed my mind at all.
But it's crossing someone's mind. Not once did I ask myself, why is Batman old? I don't give a shit. This is the question I would never ask. It's just you nitpicking again.
Maybe, but it's just like for the story that they're telling doesn't it makes sense if he was retired, he chose to be retired. Yeah, he chose to be retired, and after all these years, it's finally built up, and he's going back there, and now he's an old man. But with the story they're telling, they could have had this place at any point in his life.
Hold on. Okay. I don't get this complaint. I do not. So this is truly the biggest nitpick so far. So he's old. So the story is set up was he retired he was forced in retirement for 10 years. So
I'm not nitpicking here. I'm just asking why they chose to do it at this point.
Why not?
It just seems weird to make him an old man at this point. I'm just wondering why they decided to go this route with it.
Because when people, I guess, think retirement, think old. That's my logic.
I don't know. It just seems like a weird spot to put him in when you don't need to put him in there. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on.
No, that's nitpick. I don't get it. That's a weird complaint, but sure.
No, I wasn't really complaining about it. I was just curious. It just when he was fighting in this guy and he's mentioning how old he is and stuff like that, it just made me ask the question, okay, why did we decide to go with this point with this?
Yeah, it's just another challenge for Batman to get over.
All right, whatever.
How many times have we seen Batman in his prime? He gets old, so okay, see another thing. He's retired and old now. It works.
All right, so Batman gets his ass kicked, and then Robin saves him, and then he just accepts Robin. He looks at her and smiles and says, "You're my Robin now," essentially.
I never liked Batman and Robin. I don't like Batman with this Robin. I don't like Batman for any Robin. I feel like it's just endangerment, unnecessary endangerment. I just don't think he would ever support that. That's always been my complaint. So I don't see this, but sure.
I never had a problem with Robin.
Always.
Robin so much. I get why he did it. But just the motivation of this Batman doesn't make sense.
No,
yeah. Let's see here. What happens next?
You see the Batcave and by Robin's viewpoint again. Like we haven't seen that before. The parents.
I wrote that's one of my notes. That's one of my notes. More of the same.
Yep.
Same crap's happening. It's the same story over and over.
Yep. So much better.
The mutants get arrested. Captain they finally picked Gordon's replacement, Captain Yellen. It's a female commissioner.
See, for gender swaps, guys, are they cool?
So where's Barbara Gordon?
So she got time for this movie.
There are in the Batman Beyond comic, Barbara Gordon, James Gordon's daughter, becomes commissioner.
Yes.
Why leave her out of the movie? Oh wait, I know why.
Why?
Because this is after the Killing Joke.
Oh.
and in that one she got paralyzed.
Yes.
So that's probably why they left her out of it.
And I
Okay.
guess not
Yes.
big universe wise, because they can, let's say we're sticking to this movie continuity. Maybe they don't say, but maybe they don't want nepotism or Jordan killed a kid. That's the angle they kept spinning it as. So like maybe not put another Gordon off in the thing. Let's get someone else who's not part of that family connection to him and who will want to stop the Batman and shit like that. But they don't say it, so who the knows where she's at.
And when everyone's mad about this, about Gordon and about Batman, and they're going to make a deal with the mutant leader, this is probably the dumbest thing. And the mayor goes to meet with the mutant leader alone and gets murdered.
Surprise,
because he's an idiot.
Yeah, why? Wow, shocker.
Whatever. And then
okay, the movie's very bloody.
It is very bloody. This line pissed me off. Batman says Jason honored him with his death, and I'm like, F you.
Why that piss you off?
Because it's just saying Batman doesn't really care. He just sees them all as soldiers. And it goes against the motivation, like you said, that he pretty much he's using Jason as a motivation to be retired and stuff. If he only sold him as a soldier and he's honored by it, he would still be Batman.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
So he got his butt kicked, so now he's got to go. He's got a new Robin, so of course he's got to put her in danger immediately. Dresses her up as a mutant to make her go gather all the other mutants. I'm trying to read my notes, sorry.
Gordon talks to his new replacement.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Gordon's talking to his new place. And apparently, James Gordon was in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
That's how old this story is.
Yeah. I mean, I guess nowadays he'd be at 9/11, I guess, right?
For that old? No.
I'm saying nowadays, right? He'd be in 9/11?
Nowadays.
Or what else would he be?
I think nowadays it would be Nam. I'm thinking Nam or Gulf War.
Yeah. It would have to be Nam, because I don't think Gulf War. Or maybe,
well, the Gulf War in the 90s.
Yeah, some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, it was just Pearl Harbor. Wow, we're really going
That's
back
what I'm
to
saying.
that
Pearl Harbor was old, man. Like, so you're saying this was made in the 80s, and Pearl Harbor happened in the 40s?
Yeah, so this was 86. Pearl Harbor was 19. At least, yeah, Pearl Harbor was 1942.
Yeah, that's back. So now, it couldn't be 9/11. You're right. That's too recent.
So
Nam
I mean,
60s.
I think it was late 60s, early 70s.
Too old. So yeah, it's probably one of the
It would probably have to be the Gulf Wars, like late 80s, early 90s.
That's not like as oomphy as other shit.
All right. So yeah, so now we're in Batman he gets the girl to gather up all the guys so he can defeat the leader in front of everybody, because that's the only way he can defeat them, because there's so many guys he can't defeat them all. This is ridiculous, but whatever. Yeah, so they break him out of prison, and Batman fights him in the mud, and he can beat him because the mud slows down people, according to this movie. And then Batman beats the leader and brutally breaks his arms and stuff.
Yeah,
I'll give him this. He's very, very brutal in this movie.
That's great.
And in the wake of defeating the leader, because the leader just disappears after this point.
Yes.
He never comes back after this. Just like Two-Face disappeared earlier.
Yep.
So in the wake of this, a bunch of new gangs have risen up out of this, and one of them is the Sons of Batman, who are now following Batman. They don't really go into it in the movies, but these guys are extremists.
Yes. Which I figured.
They in the comic they mentioned that they were cutting people's hands off for stealing and stuff. So
was that dictatorship?
Oh yeah, what?
The dictatorship-y kind of stuff? What kind of, they're Batman Gestapo kind of, right? So what?
Yeah, you could go dictatorship, you could go theocracies.
Any. Well, it's not theocracy, is it? That's more religion.
Yeah, well, theocracies, if you do stuff wrong, they do that stuff to you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, anything that's not us, sure. Even though. But yeah, this is all over the news.
Anyway. So the movie ends with Gordon retiring and the Joker waking up from his catatonic state. Dun, dun, dun.
That's part one.
Yeah, that was part one.
So, if we had to rate the part one, what would you rate it, TJ? And what would you rate it? Why are you rating it? What would you give this? What are your thoughts of part one?
I thought the part one was stupid in a lot of ways. I don't know why it's a part one. You could have easily made this into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. I can definitely, this could have been a 2.5-hour movie.
There's no reason to do it. I feel like they did it because, hey, it's The Dark Knight Returns. We can squeeze 2 DVDs out of people.
But because they priced them like a normal DVD price.
Yeah, and then after they sell them separately, then they decide to put them all in one package. This is definitely just a cash grab.
Capitalism. Terrible, but
so that's what I think about that. I mean, honestly, though, You could have ended it on part 1 and not even need to watch part 2.
I can agree.
It ended fine enough. It kind of ends on a cliffhanger, but
not to the point where it needs a part 2.
Yeah. So like, because especially since it's Batman and it's like, oh, the Joker wakes up, future things can happen.
Yeah, go watch the show at the time.
Yeah. Or go read the comic or something.
Yeah. But genuinely, like I like this movie, the first one, this part 1. It's okay. Not great. It's not terrible. It's okay. A lot of questions to be asked, the answers they give, and then this one aren't the best. You got to suspend your disbelief a lot for these movies, especially because how like as much as I was arguing with you about Batman going into retirement and the Joker being his like most of it's bullshit. Like there's no way the lore behind Batman, but you know, it's just the guys not telling of this story, so it's kind of believable for now. Yeah, I didn't find most of the stuff as egregious as you did, but I did find some of it super annoying.
So, what would you rate it?
This one, I would. I like the visuals of this. I liked the graphicness. I like how more mature this is. But that being said, it was overly like the first part was more tame than the second part. The second part gets out of hand. The first part was like, okay, we're going mature, but it was still like over, like a little too much. It was like it's just being mature to be mature's sake. So I think that was one of the great things. I give this a 5. Like
I'm at a 3.
This is so good, TJ. What? We are so different today. It's so weird.
If you can give Batman, Superman, Public Enemies a 1, I can give this a 3.
You're not wrong with you. I am not surprised nor angry or upset with your opinion because I get it. So why is it a 3, TJ?
Do you really want me to go over everything I just complained about for the last hour and a half?
What are the major things that make it down to 3? Like, what are like the highlight?
Oh, it's just
like, why is it a 3? The first part, at least.
I just have a problem with the way everything's portrayed. Like, it goes against Batman lore, first of all, and it's not a big deal. Honestly, that's just the fanboy in me coming out but I am the truth of the matter is this movie made me realize I love Batman lore, but I'm not a big fan of Bruce Wayne.
Oh, why?
I've always found him the most boring part of Batman lore, honestly. I love all of his side villains. I love all of his side characters. I love the Robins and stuff. Nightwing's like my favorite character. So, like, I love the lore behind Batman and everything out of it, but Bruce Wayne himself is always kind of one-dimensional. Yes. And focusing on him in his older age is like, I just don't care, which is another problem I had with the thing, but that's nothing wrong with the story. That's just my personal preferences. Okay. So, there. But then there's all the other, it feels lazy. And
lazy.
Yeah, like with like using the lowest common denominator, like points and stuff like that. The mutants feel generic. I wasn't a fan of the art in the comic, so the translation didn't work for me as much. It just felt like, okay, this is designs from a comic that I don't like in a more flashy style. So I'm like, it just didn't work. The dialogue felt weak to me. It doesn't translate well.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And I just don't like the story.
That's fair. You don't have to feel bad about that. You don't have to be like defensive, but yeah, it's fair.
I'm not defensive.
I know, you don't have to be like upset about it.
Not upset about it either. I'm just like I don't understand why it's so popular. I don't get why people keep going back to the story.
I think you said it's lazy, and I can agree with this. I think it's because this story and this movies, these 2 parts, they offer up a lot of jumping off points. They do not execute them at all most of the time, but it offers up a lot of things like a proper writer and director can take from and make a good 2-hour movie if they want to. Like, it offers up a lot of things, like the whole television shit. Take one of those segments, you can go off of it and do your own thing with it. Like, it offers up a lot of things to make something strong. So, but this movie does not capitalize on those things. I think it suffers from that.
I've never seen the television thing done properly.
No, I'm saying like how they always say it's Batman of fascist. Wherever the viewpoints are saying in it, take one of those quibbits and use it as a base of a movie. Take how broken Two-Face is. You could take that for a base of a movie. So there's things in this you could definitely take from and use in your own. That's why you haven't seen a true live action version of this. Because I think, it's like you said, it's very weak in that part and lazy. But it does offer up things to do with.
I guess. I don't know. It's just like, but even like, I guess my other problem is so many people take from this thing, and then they put it in things and it's not even executed well on the new stuff. It seems like this story poisons other projects.
Well, okay, here's one. You saw the new Batman, or the newest Batman at the time, right? The Batman.
Yes.
The sequence they took from this movie that I saw in that one visually was the shotgun. Batman in the dark getting shot at. You see the muzzle flares. They ripped that off from this movie, which is fine. They did a great. They think they did it better than that.
Wait. I'm not picking up what you're talking about.
There's a scene in the part one where Batman is in that broken down warehouse, I guess. He takes one of the thugs and pulls him into the shadows and starts beating him up. And one of the cops starts shooting at him. It was either that one, like when he meets the other Robin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it was taken from this, but that's been done 1,000 times.
I've never seen
Batman in comics.
In comics, yeah, but it was done visually here. And I assume, and the guy has said in that Batman movie, Madison, he's taken from this movie, right?
I don't know about I don't know about Matt Reeves, the newest one. Maybe it wasn't Matt Reeves. I don't know who did the newest one actually. Was it Matt Reeves?
I think that's right. But I wasn't really into it.
I don't know. I know for a fact he took from year one.
Okay, that's what it was.
But I don't know if he took it from The Dark Knight Returns. But just look, you see the inspirations for in Dark Knight Rises. From this movie.
Yes.
You see, and that movie is terrible. You see the influence between Batman v Superman.
Yes.
And you can see all that, and that movie was garbage. Yes. You can just see every time that anyone adapts one of these Batman movies and puts certain elements into it, it just doesn't work.
It could be the fact that those people who are adapting don't know how to properly adapt. Like the Zack Snyder stuff isn't strong. So even if you take the Dark Knight shit out, his adaptations aren't strong. What's the other one you said?
I said Batman v Superman.
Oh, and the Christopher Nolan ones. Again, they're not strong movies. So I think it's just piss poor writers and directors trying to adapt something that's familiar for other people and still not doing a proper job of it. Well, I still see a lot of stuff in these movies as good jumping off points.
Maybe we're just not into mainstream appeal because the things we seem to hate, everyone else seems to love.
Because it's just watered down. The producers and the studios are like, this is good, but let's make it dumber for people. Let's spoon feed them plot points and storylines. And it's just like, no thinking. But yeah, that's the first part. On the first part 2.
All the credits are the same except for we get the addition of Mark Valley, Robin Atkin-Downes, Ches McNeil, Jim Meskimen, Conan O'Brien.
How did he play?
The
talk show host probably.
Yes,
of course. Man, you imagine getting still pitch and hold in animation.
Yep. Townsend Coleman, Andy Richter, who was Conan O'Brien's.
I'll see myself.
Conan O'Brien's sidekick, and he played his sidekick in this.
How funny that is! Like, you get a call from a Batman team. Hey, Conan, we want you in a Batman movie. What? No way! You're gonna be a voice actor. What? Am I gonna be Batman? No, you play a TV show host. Like, really? Like, that's fantastic.
And then finally, Tara Strong's in this one.
We talked about her.
The second, huh?
We talked about her before.
Yeah, she's Harley Quinn in the video games and stuff. She's a prolific voice actress too. This second movie made less than the first movie, actually, which really surprises me.
It's dumb. The second part sucks.
Yeah, but it's got more names in it, and it's in the second one made $4,283,741, and which brought the total earnings for both parts together to $10,277,480.
Did you just say the box office for the first time in the 2013, TJ?
Hold on. I didn't say. This movie came out in January of 2013, and it's an hour and 16 minutes long, just like the first one. I'm impressed they managed to get it to the same exact length.
Yeah. They put a lot of
pretty
shit.
Impressive.
Honestly, they could put a lot more in this one, but this is a lot of shit in this one.
Yeah. All right. Yes, I did do the box office.
Yeah. So let's go to number. I mean, obviously, there's a place. I'm not doing a top 10 because there's some things we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll get to the top 10 later.
One movie, 2 movies. Jesus, 3 movies. Oh my God. They ranked low. The top 10 has 3 movies. Okay. Let's do. I'll pick a number between 1 and 200. TJ.
88.
So let's do number 90 through 85. I guess
you could do 90 through 80 if you want.
Let's do that. 90 through 80. At number. Make sure there's none of these movies in here. Okay, here we go. At number 90, Scary Movie 5.
I think I stopped after the first or second.
Second one's the best one in my opinion. That's and that made $78 million. At number 89, The Family. Never heard of it. Made 78. Okay. Scary Movie 5 made 78.3. The Family made 78.4. Number 88. The Attorney.
I don't know what that is.
There you go. I made 78.5. Number 87, Miracle in Cell number 6. I'm
Nope.
sorry, cell number 7. I don't know why I said 6 for.
That doesn't make a difference.
No, it
but I
doesn't.
just don't know.
Made 82.1 million. Number 86 is The Fighter Pilot, made 82.8. Never heard of any of these movies for TJ. What a good number you picked. Number 85, Finding Mr. Right, made 84.1.
I bet you that's a romantic comedy.
I feel like most of these sound like romantic comedies, honestly. A woman from Beijing, pregnant with a child for her rich married boyfriend. What? A woman from Beijing, pregnant with the child of her rich married boyfriend, that's a sentence, flies to Seattle in order to deliver the baby. As she meets another Chinese immigrant man working as a driver, even as he finds her life beginning to change. Her rich married boyfriend. So she's got a boyfriend who's got her banged up, but turns out he's married, I assume. Okay.
Probably her housekeeper or something.
Yeah. That sounded. I kind of want to watch it now. It kind of sounds cool. Let me at 84.1. At number 40 or 84, here's a movie you probably heard of. It's a remake of a movie that's based off a book that you probably have read, TJ. Author is Stephen King.
Oh, you want me to guess?
Yes. I was looking at it. Yeah, sure, guess. Why not? Yeah, give it a guess.
This is a huge pause.
Oh,
I was just like,
I was making sure it was the right one. It is, yeah. So the movie is a remake of an original movie that's based off a book by Stephen King.
Carrie?
Yeah! Carrie made $84.7 million.
I actually never did read Carrie.
Wow. What?
I did see the movie though. I never actually read Carrie.
Oh, you saw the original one, I guess?
Yeah, I saw the original
Okay.
one, but I never read the book.
I've never seen any of them, nor have read any of his books, but I'm surprised. Do you like Stephen King?
Yeah, I got a lot of his books.
So you like, I guess you read Cujo, Shining, other stuff of his.
Yeah, I have. I actually.
Not Shining, whatever it's called.
Actually, I haven't read a lot of his horror stuff.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of the Dark Tower series that he wrote.
Okay.
It's the fantasy Dark Tower series that he wrote. I also have another book of his called On Writing. It's just about writing in general, which is real. It's good. I learned a lot from that book.
What?
Actually.
I'm gonna give that a check out.
It's a good book. Anybody who's curious about learning how to write and stuff should check it out.
We should do like a book review podcast.
You would have to read books.
What's that? Whoa. F you. What's that supposed to? Whoa. Do you think I don't read?
What's the last book you
We've
read?
had this conversation forever and in a while. But I do like reading. I genuinely enjoy reading. I just never think to read because I'm just lazy and sleep. I just sleep. I don't watch movies anymore, TJ. I just sleep. It's not good. It's not good at all. I got a life. Anyways, number 83 is this movie called Snowpiercer. It stars Chris Evans. It's a really good movie.
I actually heard that name before. I don't know. Never saw it.
It's a cult classic. It's really, really good. It's literally just class warfare because the guys are going from the back of the train, which is low class, to the front of the train, which is top class. And that's what really it's a metaphor for. They remade it recently as a TV show on TNT, which I don't think did well. That made $86.7 million. What's up?
Before we go on, just to go back to Carrie for a moment, was that any good, that remake?
Again, I've not seen the original nor the remake.
Oh, yeah, I thought you. I didn't.
No. I don't have to. I don't.
Okay.
I've heard mixed things.
We should actually probably cover the original.
I was gonna say before. Yeah, I was like, I'm surprised we never touched a Stephen King movie. Like, that's weird to me.
That's actually one of the good ones.
Hey man, you got a pick coming up soon. Eventually, don't we?
But even the bad ones are pretty good.
Yeah, I like the Langoliers a lot, and it's not a good movie, but I love the Langoliers. I've seen only a handful of his movies, and I've enjoyed most of his movies. Like, I think even his bad ones are just better and like better versions of M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I think M. Night just.
I think
what?
I was not a really fan of M. Night Shyamalan movies past Unbreakable.
Yeah, that's like the only good. Like, I tried watching his movies, but he just relies too much on the twist. He's bad at writing characters.
Like, I thought the Sixth Sense was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And Unbreakable was good.
Yes.
So, but past that, I was like,
they're not good.
Although whatever that one that came out that was in the Unbreakable.
There's three of them, so it's Unbreakable was the first one. The second one Split.
I heard that one was really good.
It's really good. But the third one's trash. It's called Mr. Glass.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know about that one.
Three of them. But yeah, like he had some good, but a lot of. Anyways, number 82, American Dreams in China. I mean, 87.
No idea what that is.
097. It's got a description I'm not going to read. At number 81, About Time. Made $87.1 million.
No idea what that is.
Familiar. At the age of 21, Tim discovers he could travel in time. Nope, don't want that. At number 80, movie starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Pain and Gain made $87.3 million.
I want to say that one's about football.
Hold on. This movie was heavily marketed and it only made number 80. That's really sad. It's directed by Jesus Christ, I wish. Michael Bay. It is based off true events. A trio of bodybuilders in Florida get caught up in an extortion ring and a kidnapping scheme that goes terribly wrong.
No idea what that one is.
It's not good, but it's okay.
I remember a Rock football movie that's about.
Probably.
I don't know. It's the only one that I know.
It's generally good.
That one, and I remember, well, obviously, I remember Scorpion King from the 90s, but like the other one that pops into mind is The Rock as the Tooth Fairy or something.
It's called The Tooth Fairy.
Is it? Okay.
It's funny where I can see where your knowledge of The Rock has stopped because he's made so many other movies past then. So many movies, like countless.
Oh, I know.
It's just funny like where you stop.
I know The Rock as The Rock from wrestling. That's what I know.
Dwayne Johnson now. Get it right.
I seen Black Adam.
I mean, well, that's a superhero movie, so.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of what we do.
I've not seen it yet, and I'm just not looking forward to that one at all.
Yeah, it was okay.
Say this, Dave Bautista's a better actor than Rock. Got range.
I mean, I guess. I've only seen Dave Bautista in one role, so.
So TJ, watch movies, damn it. Watch movies.
No, they're too long.
I mean, the movies we're reviewing today are an hour long. So anyways, back to part 2.
I don't really consider the animated movies so much. I mean, they're movies, but like I don't consider them as like I have to go to a movie theater and watch them. You know? No, you can't because these weren't in movie theaters.
I'm saying some you can, like some of the anime that they do nowadays.
There was a few, but not a lot of them. Like, if I have to go sit somewhere for 3 hours to watch it, I just have no interest in it.
But you don't have to. Like, you can just watch them on streaming services or whatever.
Yeah, I know. But then I got other things I can do with those 3 hours. I can get, like, 12 episodes of an anime done at that point.
Perspective, I guess, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we're done with that. There was no behind-the-scenes stuff because it's an animated movie. I got a few trailers if you want it.
Sure.
I got a trailer for this movie. I don't know if you heard of it before. The Dark Knight Returns Part 1.
What's that about?
It's about that time that Dark Knight returned.
Oh, sounds good. We should watch that.
Yeah, it's kind of crappy.
I don't believe you.
I got a trailer for Lego Batman 2 video game.
Okay.
I got a trailer for The Hobbit Part 1.
Ooh.
And, oh man, it's starting. Man of Steel.
That comes out. We're reviewing that this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's like 3 reviews away, I think.
My favorite superhero, the Captain America. What's not fair, TJ?
What's that?
I used to like that movie. I used to really like that movie. But I know, after seeing the originals now, all the shit we have to sit through, get to that damn review. And we're
going to tear it apart.
Really upset.
Yep.
I'm like, it's not bad. Like, why you gotta make Superman so, like, monocolored and, like, not Superman? Like, I get why you complain about these movies. I get it. Like, I get it. It's like, come on.
You know,
that's not his role. God damn it!
One of the things I do that I liked about this, what this podcast has done, is major appreciation for Superman.
I love Superman. Like, he is great when done right. Mwah, just mwah.
It got, at least you got some appreciation from something out of this.
I don't know if I ever hated him, but I guess I never understood the hype. I guess.
Yeah.
God damn, what a character.
But, all right. Are you ready to go into this proper?
Bumming out now. Yeah, sure.
Dark Knight Returns Part 2. All right, so this one opens up 3 months later after the first one with more newscasts. Yeah, that does say
that. I mean, I thought it was like what?
No, it's 3 months later.
Oh.
It says 3 months after the events of something in one of the newscasts.
Yeah, you're right. The newscast bullshit, yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking just drops off, yeah.
And we really open up with the Joker fully awake and talking to the annoying doctor. So the first part of this movie is pretty much leading up to the Joker. The Joker is pretending to be sympathetic and he wants to tell his story to the world, and the doctor is going to get him on one of the newscast programs because he likes to go on newscasts and make fun of Batman and stuff.
Yeah, yep. It's solid plan.
That's not what I was sighing about.
The best. I can't wait. I knew you were going to talk about. I can't wait. I love this part.
What part are you talking about?
Bruno, or like Bruno.
No, before that.
Okay, what?
We cut to the White House.
What a weird fucking choice, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. What about the White House? Is it the president they chose, or the thing they brought in, or all of it?
Well, let's just start. It's George H. Bush.
No, it's Reagan, isn't it?
No, it's Bush, isn't it?
Reagan.
Is it Reagan? Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it's Reagan. I thought it was Bush.
Hold on, unless they changed it. No, it's Ronald Reagan.
Is it Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
I thought it was Bush.
Oh, it's Reagan.
Okay, that makes it worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like of all the presidents, you chose the worst, one of the worst,
Yeah.
one of the worst.
Well, I guess I confused it with Bush because of the
I talked. Yeah,
the ranch talk and stuff
no,
like
he's
that.
like the movie.
But
It's
no,
cowboy president.
you're right. It's Ronald
Yeah.
Reagan. And now that I looking at him more, it's Reagan. I don't know why I confused it,
no.
but yeah, Ronald Reagan's the president of the United States.
I guess because of
Which-
the '80s, right? So makes sense.
I guess, but it just shows you know, what Frank Miller's things is. Instead of just making up some random guy to be president, you got to put Ronald Reagan in
Well,
there.
I guess like he doesn't glorify Reagan, which is good. He kind of does, but
No, he does.
but like, he also shows like him as a cartoonish character too.
Sure, but at the same time, he's made Superman his bitch.
Yeah.
Like we get this whole first opening where Reagan's talking to Superman. We don't see Superman, obviously. We just get like his boots and his cape.
Right? Like now I'm nitpicking. The movie sucks. The second part sucks. Like why? Like we all know who Superman is. Why I do refer to him as him?
What they don't tell you in this is that, all right, we'll just get into it now. The reason Bruce Wayne retired is because apparently the government got tired of the superhero bullshit, and they reined in Superman to be pretty much America's bitch. They kicked Hal Jordan out into space, the Wonder Woman back to Themyscira, and Bruce was forced to retire. And Oliver Queen Green Arrow was also forced to retire, but he didn't retire, so I guess Superman cut off his arm.
No.
We'll get to that later. So the government forced these people into this situation. Bullshit.
Yeah, like as much as I want to argue with you, but no, just no.
There is no way Superman would be the America's bitch like this. I'm sorry. It wouldn't happen. He's the most powerful man on earth.
And not just taking that point about like his viewpoints are just not that.
You're right. He would not work for America.
No.
He's here for everybody.
He's especially not going to be like your war machine. That ain't going to happen.
No, exactly. He's not.
Yeah, it's like as much like I get where he's trying to come from. Like it's like the Civil War thing. Like he's like, okay, maybe Superman kind of bends for good reasons. But they don't give you good reasons. They don't tell you anything.
This is another thing. This is just like Frank Miller's Mary Sue and Batman. Batman's better than Superman because Superman's nothing but this little bitch here that can't do anything. And it's super annoying and irritating. It's a disgrace to the Superman character, honestly.
I was like, no.
But what they don't tell you in this is that because of that deal, not the newscasters and everything, no one's allowed to say the word Superman. He's supposed to be disappeared from public relations. No one's allowed to say anything or anything. So the word Superman is like in the comics, in the newspapers. Some of them say some of the taglines like, "Is it a bird?" And they say, "You better watch out what you say there."
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's garbage.
He's probably commentating on something that we don't get it. But like, you can't do that and then still have the man be your like he's like, oh, go to Russia and destroy the warships over there.
Yeah, it's garbage. This is absolutely a disgrace to the character.
I think, like you said, pushing the characters into retirement, maybe some of them, maybe. But like you said in the last review, like first part, Batman, no, he's not going to go into retirement.
No, of course not.
This is where the movie broke me. Like, okay, this movie's stupid now.
And what's worse is that not only are they going to force them into retirement, but how they're going to enforce it is make Superman go stop them. Superman's not going to do that.
He's not going to stop unless those heroes gave Superman a reason to stop them. He's not stopping Diana. Not going to do it. He's not going to do that. He's not stopping Green Lantern. He's not stopping anyone.
What's even worse is at the end with the spoiler, the big fight at the end, Superman says to the president before he goes there, he's not going to let me bring him alive. And he's like, do what you have to. So suggesting Superman's going to kill Bruce. No.
He wouldn't.
No way. No.
This is garbage. Took a look at Nosedive from like, this is stupid.
Garbage.
I really tried. It's like, okay, again, they needed valid reasons why Superman would bend the knee. I feel like if Reagan were somehow to truly propaganda it up to Superman, there's no way.
They would have been better off just killing off Superman and just having the whole story be about Batman and Joker.
Yeah, or just keeping it just not even killing him off. Don't mention him.
Like the whole ending of this movie is nothing but a giant insult to Superman and to the other characters who just do what the president of the United States tells them to do. Like, the Green Lanterns are space cops. They're literally supposed to be, you know, have a Green Lantern in this sector patrolling and stuff like that. There's no way they're a higher authority.
I get like,
and Diana wouldn't just stay away because she was told to stay on your island,
unless they're like threatening her island or something. But even then, that's going to like make Superman not bend the knee.
The Amazons would kick their ass.
This is like just recently like I don't know. I would have to see the treaty side like talked out. I guess this is
No, it's garbage.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Absolute garbage. Worst part of this entire story, honestly.
Because, like you said, like not knowing this is the second part. The first part, reason of Batman going to retirement, sure, but knowing that this is the reason, like, nah, he would have been a shadow government, like you said. He's not going to retirement.
No
it's
fucking
garbage. Way. He's gonna be more sneaky about his shit.
All right, now we can move on to Bruno. So some of the mutants are, like I said earlier, they all split up the small gang. Some of them are following this woman named Bruno, who, how to explain Bruno?
Good luck, DJ.
She has swastikas on her breasts, and that's it. There's no bra or anything. It's just over swastikas drawn over her nipples.
She looks like Drago, right?
A female Draco, a Drago, I guess. Four,
really?
Yes.
That's so late. Are you kidding me?
Because no, Mr. T was 3.
Number 2 was
Apollo Creed Part 2.
Was the 1 then? I thought 1 was
Apollo Creed Part 1.
So Apollo,
Mr.
T. And they figured, okay, by 4 we gotta get a white person to fight. Okay, this looks pretty bad on our part, guys.
Well, no, I think by part 4 was actually
it was Russia. Shit.
You know, it was Cold War, so
we gotta beat Cold War. The only way I know how to. That's fair. She looks like.
It probably came out the same year as this, Rocky 4.
Yeah, because why else would she look that way? So, you're right. So, yeah, she looks like a Hema version of him with swastikas.
Yeah, and apparently she's the Joker's girlfriend or something. What? That's what they said. That's why Batman's chasing her, because
I thought she just knew about the Joker. I didn't know she was his girlfriend.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they said. I don't know. It doesn't matter. She disappears in this movie.
I like it because it's just over the top. Like, this is ridiculous. Teenage me would love this. But this is ridiculous.
It's definitely ridiculous. What's even more ridiculous is they're in there robbing a liquor store, and then this old woman comes in
God, so good.
and starts kicking their ass, and it's just Bruce in disguise. Like, the old woman looks like a troll character or a D&D character or something.
Like she's in a big, bulky...
she's just big bulky thing. That's why I was like, how is he like crouching over it this whole time? Oh, this is so stupid.
It's great.
Anyway, he's fighting her, and then Superman shows up and ties her up, and Batman says, "Go away. We can talk later. I'll talk to you tomorrow." Until he goes away.
I know we're trying not to go scene by scene, but as Superman comes into them, a blind man falls in the subway, and the subway train's gonna hit this blind man. But the way Superman stops it, he just destroys the subway train instead of just flying the blind man out of the way. But that was my pet peeve about that.
Well, in the comic, they just wanted to show you his strength and stuff.
We all know Superman is, man. We don't need to see his strength.
I know.
Don't kill people in this train. Just get them out the way.
We're building up. Hey, Superman's coming.
What is he doing?
In the comics, it's kind of even worse because this like asshole is like the cause of it. He has no regret from the guy falling into the train track. It's like my fault. He tripped over that thing or whatever. It's like,
of course. I didn't mean to drag it down, but I had just like, oh yeah, that happened. I want to whip it out.
You know what was the most surprising thing to me about Bruce wearing the disguise, the old woman disguise?
Yeah.
Is that he didn't have the Batman mask underneath.
I thought that was weird too. Like, yeah, I get it, I guess, but like,
yeah, I know, I get it too. But it's like
in the offhand,
if he gets, in the offhand, if the mask comes off,
your face is exposed, man, and your voice. Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Yeah, and I mean it's just an observation.
I guess they didn't want a hat on a hat situation. Like, it'd be too ridiculous. Even though that's not ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, so while Superman and Batman are having a talk, apparently Russia's invading Corto Maltese.
Okay, ignorant question. Is that a real place? Not Russia, but the place.
Corto Maltese? I want to say no. Because it's big in DC lore.
Yeah, comics.
But it could be. Corto.
What's a character name? Okay, it's a real place.
Actually,
It is
yeah,
a fictional
looks
place
like
that
it's
is originally created for Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Okay,
yeah. Like I know it's a big
yeah,
thing in DC, so I didn't think it was real.
okay.
I think it's just a replace for what was for Cuba maybe.
Oh, probably. Sorry,
I
probably.
mean, the Cuban Missile Crisis was in the '60s with JFK, but
Yes. But, Frank Miller.
if this is it could be easily thrown into this
Exactly.
scenario.
So Russia invades Ukraine. I'm sorry.
All right, I gotta figure out why I wrote this.
Oh, I think I know what you. I think is it the Eagle?
No. I wrote state rights. States' rights.
Oh, because it's a funny bit. Actually, I laughed at the thing going on in Gotham, the Batman, and it's one of the rest of Batman and shit like that. And so it starts off at the presidential level. He passes the buck down to the state level,
Okay.
which passes down to the mayor level, passes down to Gordon's level. And it's like, okay, that's fine.
Right. Because states' rights,
Like, okay. They don't want to take the blame and the heat, so that's funny. So, yeah.
All right. So Gordon's having his retirement dinner, and he makes a big speech saying Yellen's pretty much screwed as the new commissioner. And he says at the end, he thinks of Sarah and the rest is easy. I bring that up because that's a big notion in the comics. He says that every time he's jumps to this. I think of my wife in it, it's the rest is easy. And yet it's just barely mentioned here. So, and then I wrote America, Superman. So
yeah, it's over the top.
So Superman goes, or Clark goes to talk to Bruce, and he's in this what's the alcohol pose? Jack Daniels pose.
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan pose. Superman's in the Captain Morgan pose with his shirt all unbuttoned. So he's standing there, and then bald eagle flies onto his arm. It's so stupid. America, yeah. Because Superman's the corrupt puppet of America.
So bad.
Yep. Anyway, they just talk about Clark's warning Bruce about his activities, and Bruce is like, "Go away." And pretty much that's it. And then we get introduced to Joker's henchman, who is
he character, or is he just for this?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I've never seen him before. I've only seen him in this.
Gotcha.
And he's like the only henchman that's still loyal to Joker, who thought he would come back. He's got these two robot dolls that explode and stuff and do gas and things. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this whole movie's pretty much up to this point. It's building up to the Joker going onto this talk show. Yes. We go into this talk show, and Conan O'Brien's kind of a jerk to Joker.
Again,
and
the Joker
so Joker says
the movie the Joker takes from this too.
Yeah, I know that, but the movie the Joker stole from everything, so it's fine. And Joker says he's gonna kill everyone here. And then he does by using Joker gas with
Shocker.
Those two dolls coming in and from his henchmen and using the gas to do it. So I thought it was funny that he was given the way he's not affected by the gas is he's given these two things and then he can breathe through his nose. Yes. And everyone else goes, why don't you just breathe through your nose then? I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't get how that worked. I don't understand why everyone else didn't breathe through their nose.
Those are filtered.
Oh, he put them. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get that?
I wasn't. No, I didn't get it.
Yeah, he says the line when the guy hands it to him. In all these years, I used to just hold my breath. Like, no, that's funny, TJ.
Okay, yeah. Oh, this is also the Joker lipsticks. This is where I got this. That's where that scene came from that I was talking about earlier.
About him killing these people. I enjoy. Okay, the gay thing. Okay, it's fair. It's really graphic, and they also mix blood with how the animated series will make people smile to death.
Well, it's
very gruesome.
It's funny. He doesn't kill the doctor like that in the comic.
With the mug to the face and neck.
Yeah, no. In the comic, he's on a couch with other guests, and he grabs this lady and somehow causes Joker gas to spray her and kills her that way. Okay. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer the movie's version of it because seeing that annoying doctor get murdered was kind of gratifying.
Thank God.
But yeah, so he kills everybody. So, yeah. And then we cut over to Selina Kyle Escorts because, of course, she runs a prostitution ring.
Really? She could do better than this?
This is a Frank Miller thing. In year one, he turned her into a prostitute. So, whatever. Moving on. Joker shows up to Selina and kisses her, which is bullshit because Selina is supposed to be badass. There's no way she would take this from the Joker, but whatever. Moving on. And Joker apparently somehow got mind control lipstick. I didn't know that was a thing, but he did. So he kisses her, which I guess she went and kissed her, one of her escorts so she could kiss a senator, so he can go on a roof and cause a nuclear explosion or something.
Convoluted.
It's convoluted and stupid.
And he kills himself, or that's how
And
he falls off by accident.
he falls off by accident. Yeah, the cops are now, since Yellen's taken over as commissioner, she's chasing Batman down the whole time. So now the cops are after Batman and stuff like that, and they get into a place, and then they jump out a window onto a hang glider, and the Robin almost falls, and then Batman pulls her back up in the hugger, and he says, good soldier. It just bothered me. Like, and here's another question: did he steal this child? Because she had a home.
It's been 3 months, so
she has
over the time.
She has parents. She has a home.
To be there. I'm not saying he kidnapped her, but like he's. I don't. Because
during the ending of this movie, she like disappears with him when down into a cave.
Yeah. Yep. She had a good life too. Like she wasn't like abused or anything. She had a good life. So I don't know.
I mean, her parents seemed like they were like deadbeats a little bit, but it wasn't like she was,
typical comic book bad stories.
An orphan or something. Yeah. Then so I guess the Joker. What was the Joker's plan at the fairgrounds?
To bring the bat out.
He was given like cotton candy out. Was the cotton candy poisoned?
That's what I thought.
Because in the comic, he's just show him doing it more, handing out cotton candy and stuff, but it never like comes to fruition.
Yeah, no, he just starts killing people, like shooting him in the face.
Well, Batman shows up and throws 3 batarangs at him, one of them into his eyeball, and then Robin deals with the henchmen and the flying robots on a roller coaster, which she kills him pretty gruesomely in this. In the comic, she just he can see falls off the roller coaster, but he gets caught in the tracks and decapitated here. And then Batman chases Joker into the tunnel of love. Do you get it?
I do.
And so, and Joker's murdering everyone as he goes, and he's just shooting them down one by one.
We're seeing bodies, people. We're seeing dead bodies.
Yeah. And so Joker and Batman fight, and Joker stabs Batman 14 times. I don't know how he's still alive.
Because they married suit him. There's no other way.
Yeah. And then Batman snaps Joker's neck.
Yep.
And Joker's finish me off, and Batman's just standing there. And then I guess he wasn't paralyzed enough to not break his own neck, because he snaps his own neck to Joker and kills himself. Now, in the comic, Batman purposely did that and Joker says, paralyzing me? Really? That's your solution? So in this, they make it look like he accidentally did it and he was trying to kill him, but he somehow survived.
Okay.
But in the comic, it's he intentionally tried to paralyze him without killing him.
I like this better. Either one's fine.
They're both kind of lame, honestly, because the Joker breaking his own neck.
That's ridiculous. But
after he's paralyzed, whatever. But that's the catalyst everyone needs. Now Batman's a murderer because no one's gonna believe he did kill the Joker at that point.
Of course.
He's got a batarang in his eye. And so it's a big chase with the cops.
Before the cops chase him, Batman is Joker catches on fire somehow because I think the cops throw shit at him, whatever. Well, Batman, or is this right here? Whatever. Batman's saying to the Joker, stop laughing at me. It just shows how Batman's become.
Also, you know what else I didn't like? Batman spitting on the Joker's corpse.
Yeah, no, I thought that was out of place.
Yeah, it doesn't say, I don't think he would do that.
No, I felt that.
I think he would actually be upset that he failed to keep him alive.
Yes. Not spitting on the corpse. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and so, the Joker storyline's over. I guess we got to get into the next part of the story because
it's got 3 story arcs to do in this for some reason.
Because we got a Cold War happening, but not so much of a Cold War anymore because Superman's fighting Russians. Why?
You want to do that?
Yeah, and then then the Russians launch a nuke on Corto Maltese, and Superman goes and diverts it, and it explodes. Oh no, but the electromagnetic pulse sending all of America into a nuclear winter, kind of. I don't think that's how that works.
Not one nuclear weapon at least would do that.
No, I don't know. I don't even know where is Corto Maltese that close to America? I guess that's why.
In this situation, I guess.
That's why I kind of put together it was Cuba, because it was the only place close enough. But whatever. But in the blast, Superman turns into a zombie.
Why?
Because I guess that's what nuclear explosions does to Superman.
That would be the opposite, because the power of the sun, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think. I don't know.
Overpower him, not the other way, but sure.
But anyway, he crashes to the ground and drains the life force out of nature to replenish his.
What?
At least in the comic, they say, I need to get to the sun, and he goes and replenishes
That's what
himself
I
in the
thought he was
sun.
going to do. Like, okay, he's going to the sun. Makes sense. Like, no, it's just absorbing Earth. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I don't know what that
It
was.
made no sense to me.
Yeah, so I guess America is in nuclear winter, and everyone's going to chaos. But nope, not Gotham, because Batman gets on a horse and charges into town and gathers his gang of people, and they keep order in Gotham because he's Batman, and they stop all the rioting, and everything's good, and Gordon's also helping. And his wife might be dead, but no, she's still alive. And then only Gotham was. Oh, and during the blackout, while Batman's doing all of this, the commissioner's like, the cops are like, "Should we stop him?" And she's like, "Oh no, he's too big. We can't stop him now because Gordon said that earlier. You'll learn that he's too big to stop."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever.
It's like,
And only Gotham is every other city in the world falling to chaos, despite the president's martial law order. And only Gotham is because, Batman.
Yep.
Anyway, this embarrassment means that Batman can no longer stay alive. So the president sends the Superman to go kill him. And then we get a giant Batman versus Superman fight, which is stupid.
Well, there's Green Arrow's there now, too.
Oh, I forgot. That's the note I couldn't read.
Of course.
Oliver shows up, and Batman, and this is where we get to find out what happened to him. And he wants to help Batman take down Superman. And, it's the whole... We could complain about Batman taking down Superman, but, whatever. That's a viewpoint here. It's just the motivations that are egregious at this point. Yeah. And so, Batman, with the help of Oliver, takes down Superman. But, oh no! Bruce has a heart attack, and he dies.
What?
Yep. But at the same time that happens, Alfred's back at the manor, destroying the manor, and he blows up the Wayne Manor, then goes out into the driveway and has a stroke, and he actually dies.
And then there's a news report, which is the worst.
Go ahead. I don't have that written down.
So okay, Batman dies, Alfred dies, and the news report's like, oh, we find out that Batman's Bruce Wayne, and all his money and all his secrets have disappeared.
Oh yeah, everything's gone.
What? What? Like, you gonna be?
No one notice all these transactions being
no
drained.
Way to dig up the Batcave. There's no way. Just really.
Wait a minute.
No way you could get any of that shit back.
How did he drain all of his accounts? Wasn't it electricity? Whatever.
Yeah. It's just like, you could follow the money. Like, there's no like, oh god, like that. And that's like, in my head, I was like, there's so many people in this universe who are like being conspiracy theorists, but like have the answers and like asking, like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous to me. Ugh.
This is so stupid. This whole freaking this is garbage.
The second part, so because it takes three. Okay, you got Joker doing his crazy thing. That's a whole movie right there. You have the whole nuclear weapon war thing. That's another movie. And there's Batman vs Superman. These are three separate movies, like grand movies. You're gonna put it to an hour movie? What? And just yada 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 over so much shit. It's what? And expect it to have a happy ending still? You can finish this. This is stupid. I hate everything about this second part so much. So much, DJ.
So Bruce is dead. They're at the funeral. Clark and Gordon and Selina, and Selina's mad at Clark for killing him or whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Clark's is walking away, and then, oh no, he hears Bruce's heartbeat, and then he looks at a cloaked figure, which is Carrie, and then he winks at her, doing the only Superman thing he's done in the entire movie.
I was going to say, that's the only part of the movie of the Superman I actually liked, like him doing that. Like, I get it, guy. Like,
he's like, he's not dead. All right, we're good. And then the movie ends with Batman walking in a cave, setting up with his new goons, setting up a new Batcave. He's gonna train a whole new level of Batmans all over, and he's gonna do it quietly so that the government doesn't come after him again, and the mission continues.
In what way does that not backfire? In what way is there not a subsect and like, we can do it better than this guy?
There's a couple of sequels to this book if you want to go read them to find out.
This is terrible, DJ. This is a terrible ending.
I know. This movie sucked. This was bad.
Like, the first part, I'm redacting my 5. The first part's a 4 out of 10. I really had to think of it. It's 4 out of 10, the first part. But this, TJ, I was on board with the Russian doing Russian shit, sure. And the Joker doing his thing. Okay, this is a movie right there. Then the Joker thing stops. Like, okay, we're going with that nuclear war? Okay, weird, but whatever, that stops. So then Batman was like, why are they doing so much? Like, why are you doing so much so half-assedly? This is so bad. Bad, TJ.
This is a bad movie.
So bad.
All around.
And
I know. It's
like,
garbage.
Why put it into, like, why?
Absolute garbage.
Trash.
Yep.
Trash, TJ. This isn't
know.
good.
I know. I hate it. This is like one of my most hated Batman stories. I hate it so much.
Like, is this all really the comic? Everything about this is the comic.
Everything in here is in the comic.
Like, and this is praised, TJ. I cannot believe that. That is praised. I refuse to believe that's praised so well. This is the Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
Wow. I am dumbfounded. This is bullshit, TJ. This is not good.
Scene for scene, almost the whole ending.
You're joking.
Nope, I'm flipping through it right now.
Is people like this?
Look, there's Clark winking at Carrie. That's the cave underneath. The end in line. I was looking for a good death, but yep, this will be a good life.
TJ, it's not good.
I know. I've been saying that since we started this podcast.
I could defend the first part because it's not egregious. It's not terrible. It has potential, but God damn, that second part, there is nothing. I guess if you break it down into 3 arcs, the Joker one is like the best one, I guess, because it's the most motivation, the most sense. Like, it's the most, it has the most, like, oomph behind it. The other two just happen because they have to happen, I guess. It's like, oh, I ran out of idea. What if he stopped the nuclear war? What if this happened? Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's garbage. Hated it.
But again, I guess the jumping off points for better movies if they were to do it. But now, I think the second part is like a 2 out of 10. Honestly, it's not good.
I'm a 1.
I get it. I understand.
I hated this. This was garbage. I don't know. I think I've only given one other movie a 1.
Yeah.
And no, I hated it so much.
Bad.
It's garbage.
People like this. It's just one of those cool ideas, but just not executed good.
I don't know. The Mary Sue thing, if you don't like Superman, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe if you think Batman's the bestest in the whole wide world.
Yeah, that's what it is, too. They really like... Fuck it, that's so bad. So that's a 2 for me. That's a 1 for you. So what would you give that Batman 1 and 2 overall?
Overall?
Yes, The Dark Knight Returns.
If I was at a 3 and a 1, my average is a 2.
Well, so my first one's a 4, this is a 2, so 6. So 3. Yeah, my average is a 3 then, huh? 3 out of 10, baby. Wow. Not good movies. Not good.
No. I was dreading this one and the last one back to back.
I'm glad we did it together
because I knew it.
Seriously, the first one though gave me hope a little bit. Like, okay, I can see where this is going. Then the second one started off with the whole Bruno thing, and it seems Superman being alluded to. Like, okay, 80s vibes, shit, sure, why not? But then it's nothing.
Nope. I guess, but
what we have to say about these movies?
Yeah, there was a lot of notes in this one.
Yeah, people like those.
Apparently,
I refuse to believe that.
I don't know. I'm done.
I'm done too.